So like I said, first things first, let's sign up with Keystore and create an account. Welcome in Dashy, new Dash user. Welcome to Inleo. So yeah, first thing we're gonna do is create an account. So let's just assume you're stumbling on Inleo from whatever source. Like I said, we got X ads rolling out. We've got a lot of advertising with the Dash team, a lot of other initiatives to bring in new users. So let's just say you're finding Inleo for the first time, and you click sign up to Inleo. So when you click sign up, you're going to see this screen, and it's going to say join Inleo. And then you've got these different options. So sign up with Keystore, and we tag that as being the best. And if you hover over it, it'll explain to you what Keystore is and why we think it's the best option. Or you can use sign up with X or sign up with Google. Those are Lite accounts, is what we call them. And essentially, what they do is they use Web 2 authorization to create a blockchain account for you on Hive. And that authorization is then used to sign in the future. We call it a Lite account because you're not holding any private keys on your own. Instead, you are actually just using your Web 2 authentication to get access to the Hive account we create for you. If at some point you want to take full self-custody of the account, there's a place in the settings where you can do that. And then you would download your keys. And in that process, we've created a multi-step system where you would actually change the keys and download them so that there's no fragments of them left on our servers, which just gives you better security. But that does exactly what it sounds like, which is that you are now full self-custody. So if you do that, you are now fully in charge of your account. And if you lose your keys, then you're screwed. So be ready for that if you choose to take full self-custody. It's exactly what it sounds like. Using those options is kind of like creating a Coinbase account and then buying Bitcoin and holding it in there. So that's like a Lite account. You don't have full self-custody. But then if you were to send that Bitcoin to a Bitcoin wallet, like a Ledger or a Trezor or some, hardware device, you are now fully in charge of that wallet, and nobody's coming to save you. So, there's trade-offs for both. So that's how Lite accounts work. Or you can just create a Hive account straight up, which, involves basically just creating an account and downloading the Hive blockchain keys. I would recommend that option if you've already done some research and understand how Hive blockchain keys work. Otherwise, my recommendation is always going to be Keystore. I think Keystore is stupidly easy to use, and it gives you a lot of security. It gives you full self-custody, but it does it in a very easy to understand way, especially if you're coming from another crypto project like Dash, Maya, Thorchain, and others. You're probably already intimately familiar with how Keystores work. So for now, let's do create a Keystore wallet. So we choose that option, and then you get these three different checkboxes. So you can create a new Keystore wallet. You can say, I already have a Keystore wallet, or you can recover a Keystore wallet from a phrase. So let's say that you lost your Keystore wallet, the file itself, but you still have your backup phrase, which you should if you're following best practices. You can restore that. So we're going to do create a new Keystore wallet, obviously, pretending we are a brand new user. So I'm going to say brand new 31. So the username is going to be brand new 31. This is going to be your username on Inleo. So that's what I'm going to choose. And then I'll just put in a password. There we go. And then you got to do the CAPTCHA. So just say, I'm not a robot. Choose the bicycles. I don't know if you guys can actually see this. Sometimes the pop-ups don't show, but regardless, I'm just doing the CAPTCHA and then I completed it. And then I click generate keys. So now you can see I get a phrase, I get the Hive account keys, and then I get the option to download a Keystore file. So I'm just going to click download Keystore file and then download it. So now I've downloaded the Keystore, and then with the phrase, I would recommend there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. Bitcoin Flood said this background is throwing me off. There is no background. This is what it looks like when there's no background. So I clicked download Keystore file. I downloaded a file. For the phrase, I would recommend writing this down on like a piece of paper and like putting it in a safe or putting it somewhere in a very secure location. That phrase is your backup phrase. So if you're familiar with backups, whether it's, with two-factor authentication apps or whatever, These backup phrases are very important. If you lose this Keystore, if you lose your computer, if you lose your phone, whatever you're making this account on, if you lose that file, then you need this backup phrase in order to get your account back. If you don't have the phrase, you will not be able to get the file back. So again, do not lose this file. Do not lose this phrase. Um, Keep them in separate locations. Like a lot of people will copy this phrase onto the same device they have the Keystore on. And that kind of defeats the entire purpose because if you lose the device, you now lost both. So again, this is like the most important step. So just be mindful of that and follow the right practices. So now we're waiting for blockchain confirmation. Usually doesn't take very long. Um, you can see it's already done. We added a mini game in case it does take a little bit of time. It usually takes under 1 to 2 minutes. You guys just saw it took like 15 seconds. So you can play that game while you're waiting. This has asked me for a profile picture, so you can just choose a profile picture. I'm not going to do that right now just to make my life easier, but just make my display name brand new. Hi, I am brand new. So you can do a profile picture, a name, and a little about me. And then the next step will ask you to personalize your settings. Kind of mentioned this on the AMA yesterday, but we're going to be adding more to this section. But for now, you basically just choose communities that you're interested in. So let's just say I'm interested in Leo Finance and I'm interested in Splinterlands. And then I click next, and then it says done. That's it. Your account is successfully created. Now you can start exploring what's happening on Inleo. Continue as brand new. Click continue, and you can see I'm now logged in as brand new 31 on the Hive blockchain and Inleo using Keystore. So I would recommend as your next first step to make a thread. So how to make a thread? Very simple. After you sign up and log in, you're going to see the homepage. It looks a lot like X. There's a reason for that. So it looks a lot like X, and you literally just at the top you say "Hello World" or whatever you'd like to say, and then you can click thread or you can use Control Enter, and then post that thread. You can see I've now posted my first thread. I'll even upvote this thread by simple game. You can see I'm now active on the blockchain and actively using Inleo. So that's how you sign up, sign in, and use Keystore. It's very, very simple.